Hey, my little angels, welcome to the kitchen. Come on in. We're going to cook today. So we have to roll up our sleeves. That's the first thing. When we get to the meat portion, I will be putting on gloves because these are new. So come in, and there's no seats today. No seats. No. Because you're going to gather around, okay? But I did put some hardback chairs over there for those who have problems standing, okay? That's Candy having some water. She's so delicate, isn't she? So make yourselves comfortable. Our refreshments today are going to be soup when we're done. We're making not one, but two kinds of soup, one by request. So everyone come in, be comfy. Yeah, I do have some tea and coffee over there. Help yourself. Quite thirsty, aren't you? Help yourselves. We have regular, we have decaf. I have all the lighteners and sweeteners. I have everybody covered. Everything is ethically sourced. We have vegan options, gluten-free options, lactose-free option, and sugar-free options. So go for it. Make yourselves comfortable. Okay. If you'd like a cold drink in the buffet, on the buffet in the dining room, I have set up a water bar. So we have flat and sparkling. We have all different flavored waters. So we have mint, we have cucumber mint, which is really refreshing. We have citrus and red berries today, and there's some blueberries in there too. So please help yourselves. There's cubed ice and crushed because we're bougie that way. Okay, so oh, hi, you're new. You haven't been here before. Well, welcome. What a day for you to be here. Thank you so much. Please come in. Can't wait for you guys to become part of our channel, and you can do that by liking, by sharing, by hyping, by silently watching. That's okay too. But if you like to comment, please do. We love comments on this channel. I love watching you all interact. I love interacting with you. I like your thoughts and your feelings, your ideas, your suggestions, like today, questions, all of it. It matters to me because you matter to me. And please hit that subscribe button below. Okay, thanks. And hello to all my returning little angels. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for always being here, for being so kind, supportive, for hyping, by sharing, commenting, connecting. Because when we connect, we take this great big world and go and make it smaller. And that's a good thing, you guys. It really is. Okay. So Auntie Angel, what are we cooking? We're making two kinds of soup tonight. Tonight's dinner will be one of the soups with grilled cheese sandwiches. We just all felt like something lighter. We've been eating heavy on vacation, so we just wanted something lighter. So the first soup is by request, and it's a soup we ate a lot, actually, in Ireland. And it's a hearty soup. It's a roasted vegetable creamed soup. So you make your roasted veggies, put in your broth, blend it all together, add some cream, heat it back up, and you just get so much flavor and goodness in it. And what I love about this recipe is I don't have one. A couple of people told me how to make it when we were there, and it's basically use what you have. Now, Baby Angel requested Italian wedding soup. So that's the big pot we're gonna make, but we're gonna start with the veggies because they have to go in the oven, and then I'll show you how I make the meatballs together. So in here today, because it's a small batch, I'm just using up one of these individual thingies. Veggie count, you know, the things with the dips, that's it. So we have baby carrots, we have cauliflower, and we have broccoli, and we're gonna put that down. And then I have some lovely cherry tomatoes that I want to use up. So we're going to throw those in. I have a green onion because that's what I like. So I'm just going to basically chop up this green onion and put it on, because don't forget, everything's getting blended, you know? And it's going to give it some nice color and great flavor. So we're putting that on. I have half of a red pepper, so why waste it? Let's use it, you know? And I cut the sides and then the bottom. and I just find that gets as little waste as possible. And you don't have to be too precise with your cuts, guys. You really don't, because like I said, it's all going in the blender. Okay. Now, the only other veggie, and you can put anything in here, parsnips, extra carrots, a whole onion, anything you want, really. Now, potatoes are a must to me, but last night I made chicken and Parisian potatoes. There's Parisian. So when this is all cooked, I'm just gonna add the already cooked potatoes into it. So let's season, shall we? So I'm gonna turn you guys around, kind of point you down, and hopefully I'll move all this over here. Okay, so I've got my salt. Oops, sorry. Roasted garlic would be amazing in here. I don't think I have any bulbs. Let me see. Yeah. My grocery order, the veggie order from Odd Bunch comes tomorrow. And I know I got garlic coming, so we'll use garlic powder today. Use what you have, it's okay. So we're gonna open my handy dandy spice drawer. Here's one I love. This is new. I love the flavor of it, and it's not overly high in sodium. Brown butter, so I'm just using that because I like it. This is the Badia Complete Seasoning. I love this stuff, and again, not high in sodium because I buy the low sodium one. And then, let's see, garlic powder. Yes, my spices are alphabetical. Okay, sue me. Okay, so we want a lot of garlic powder. A little bit of onion powder. I'm not a huge fan of ginger, but it's so good for you, so we're just gonna sprinkle a little ginger. Just a little. How about some tahini? And for color and antioxidant, some turmeric. Now you guys can use whatever spices you want. I'm just using a little. There we go. Just a little bit. It gives it an earthiness that I really enjoy in a roasted soup. Let's do oregano. I like oregano. But use whatever spices you like. And it's a pinch, or it's to taste. I hated when I was learning to cook and people would say that. It just means whatever you like. Now, I like to give this a good mix. Oh, I forgot to tell you, my oven's been preheated to 350. I like using parchment, and this is my olive oil. You want a goodly amount because this is roasted veggies, okay? So these are gonna be in the oven probably for 30 to 40 minutes. You know, you want them, it's okay if they go mushy because that's what you want, especially these carrots, you know? You can cut them up smaller, but this is gonna be in for a while. So this is the main base, and then we're gonna add chicken broth and some cream and taste it. Now, I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, let's flip you back up. First, let's get these in the oven. Okay, let me pop these in. I have a secret ingredient, and my chefy friends out there are going to go, but it's what I do, okay? I have been doing this. I remember making a turkey soup one time. It was after Thanksgiving, I think. And I just threw the carcass into the pot. Any leftover veggies went in too, just for the flavor, not for anything else. And added water, and you boil the hell out of it. And then you strain it. And there's your broth. Your homemade broth is done. It's not hard, guys. But I don't have one today, so I'm using boxed. And we buy the no salt because Uncle Angel's very careful about his sodium intake. So, but that day that I made the turkey soup, I had a good, probably cup of gravy left over. So I just tossed it in the broth. Well, everybody loved it. So, into my soups today, one is going to have a chicken base and one is going to have, this is chicken, turkey. I think for the roasted veggie, we're going to do turkey just to give it that flavor. And then for the Italian wedding soup, which I'm going to show you how I make it, we're going to use this one in the broth. Now, my Italian wedding soup is missing a key ingredient. I don't have it, and Baby Angel's not a huge fan of it. Baby Angel and Uncle Angel are weird, okay? They like spinach raw. I like spinach cooked. And Italian wedding soup should have spinach. It should, but it's not gonna, okay? But it is gonna have a really nice, creamy, thick broth. Not creamy, but thick, hearty broth. And it's gonna have, where'd they go? Somewhere in this kitchen, oh, there they are, is the Rumo, gluten-free. See, gluten-free. These are the stars, the little stars, because I don't have gluten-free pastini. Gluten-free pasta is, I find it very hard to get different shapes and sizes. My favorite for Italian wedding soup, if I was making it for me alone, is Vitali. I love Vitali, okay? So I'm gonna pause this video while we roast our veggies, and then I'm gonna get my glove, wash my hands, get my gloves on, and we're gonna make the meatballs. The 1,000 teeny tiny little meatballs. And those we are going to roast. Don't come for me, okay? Whatever liquid is in the bottom of the pan when we're done roasting is going into the broth, so don't come for me, okay? But I don't like cooking them in the broth. They will, I've done it with meatballs, but they're so tiny that they'll fall apart. To me, they will anyways. So, like I said, we're pausing on the veggie soup and we're gonna start the Italian wedding soup. So give me 1 minute. And I'm back. Okay, so because we haven't done a proper grocery shop since we got back, I'm missing a few key ingredients, but you know what? That's life. We don't always have, but I know how to substitute certain things. So the first thing we're gonna make is, I believe it's called a paillard, I don't know. It's when you mush everything but the meat together, and then you mix in your meat for your meatballs. It just makes them a little more tender. You don't have to handle them as much. I don't have any breadcrumbs, and I don't feel like making any. So we're going to use some oatmeal. Don't worry, it works. And that's maybe a 1/4 cup, maybe. And I'm gonna use some cream because I want to. You can use milk, you can use wine, you can use broth. Just give it a little mixy next time. Okay. Now, the next thing I like to add while that's soaking up, that's what you want. You just want it soaking up. It helps thicken it. It helps make it a little more hearty and substantial. And if you don't have them, don't use it. It's that simple. Now, this is Pecorino Romano. I like Pecorino. And we're gonna put, again, probably a 1/4 cup. Yeah, don't come for me. This is our recipe, okay? Now, because we're using beef, the other ingredient I always add, and my Italian friends are having heart failure right now, is Worcestershire. There. But don't use this if you have a friend like I do who's allergic to anchovies. Because it's made from that. Did you know that? I will use a spoon. There we go. Spoon. And I'm gonna give that a little mix. Help that soak up. There's still lots of milk, so that's a good thing. And don't be afraid to add oatmeal instead of breadcrumbs to like meatloaf. We're gonna add an egg. Okay. It gives you a nutty flavor almost. That's quite nice. I think it's quite nice. If you add your egg without beating it, beat it wherever it is, and then incorporate it into the rest. Okay, it just makes life easier. Now we're gonna add our spices. And you know I need these. So, pepper to your taste, okay? We happen to like it peppery. Salt. Okay. That's pretty good. It's not as much as you think. And we use the pink Himalayan. We're gonna add some onion powder because again, I don't have an onion I can cut up to put in. Garlic powder. I personally love onions in my meatballs. I also like a lot of garlic. Uncle Angel's not a huge fan of it, so we alternate. I have some parsley. Yeah, it's dried, okay? I don't have an herb garden, guys. And these are probably a teaspoon. A teaspoon. Oregano, teaspoon. You just want to give flavor. You're building flavor into your meatballs. And basil, whatever. If you don't have gloves, take your rings off, guys. That's important. Now we're just gonna give that a mixy mix. And I'll show you the consistency I've added. See? It's kind of thick, but it'll mix really nicely with the meat. And I'm just using 454 grams of extra lean ground beef because we have to make little tiny bitty little meatballs. And they're a pain in the ass. So I'm just gonna put this in. There we go. Throw this right out into the garbage, which is right there. And then you can mix with your fork, you can mix with your spoon. That's face facts, I use my hand, okay? And I'm singing Christmas carols in my head because I'm starting to get into Christmas. And I have to laugh because I was listening to somebody and they're like, oh yeah, the day after Thanksgiving, all the Christmas decorations come out. And I'm like, wow, we usually wait till after Remembrance Day. Because I forgot, our Thanksgiving's in October and Americans are in November. Which makes more sense, doesn't it? Now, if you overmix your meatballs, or your meat, I mean, there's an easy way to fix it. And you can do it with 2 forks, or you can use your hands. And I'm gonna use my hands. You're gonna aerate your meat. You're gonna kind of put a lot of air in there to make it a little less dense. Don't squeeze, don't fold, just kind of aerate it, okay? So, we're good to go there. Now, I need another baking sheet. I can't find my baking sheet, so we'll use a baking pan. We'll just use it. Now, I always add parchment. Easy cleanup, okay? And you guys know this is flat, so I don't care. But if I was putting this in like a loaf pan, or I had cut it for cupcake liners, you scrunch it up. They sit so much better. All right. Take about that much meat and roll it. Hello, Candy. And you want meatballs about that size, okay? They gotta be able to fit on your spoon. That's what you want, okay? And believe me, as we go on, mine will get bigger. But you try for a spoonful. It's a pain in the ass, guys, but it's worth it. It really is. I wish I hadn't got my nails done yesterday before I did this because it would be so much easier to use my hands, but I don't want to be digging out hamburger for the next 3 days. That's correct. And I like sometimes doing this where I'm making 2 or 3 different things and keeping them in the fridge or the freezer. For instance, if I'm making a lasagna, I'll make extra meat sauce, and that'll be a pasta night as well as the lasagna. Or I'll take out the sauce with the meat and add all my Tex-Mex or Southwestern spices, and there's a chili. See, this is what happens. They're not the same size. That's okay. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And it is a dinner, you know, so you do want a little bit of substance. 2, 4. I'm trying to get 6 across each row so I can do easier math, you know. And when I make soups, I like making more than one soup. Baby Angel loves soup. She just loves it. Uncle Angel loves, when I met him, he only liked tomato soup or roasted red pepper and tomatoes, his all-time favorite. But one time we were in Mexico, and every night they had a special soup course, and they were hearty and delicious. Oh my God. There was one, it was a cream of garlic. I'm not kidding you guys. It was probably one of the nicest things. 2, 4, 6, yeah. Hello, Candy. Hello. Hoping I dropped something. And it was delicious. So that's when we all realized we don't like thin soups. We like thick soups, okay? And because Baby Angel is gluten-free, I can't really use cream of anything soup because most of them have gluten in them because they thicken with flour. But I have since learned how to make my own cream of whatever soup. And it's so easy. You just make a roux, which is equal amounts of fat and flour, gluten-free in our case. The fat I like to use is butter, but you can use oil, whatever. Bacon drippings. Bacon drippings are great. When I make baked potato soup, my roux always starts with the bacon grease that I've used. Bacon drippings, sorry, drippings. 6, okay. And then you slowly whisk in your milk on medium once you've incorporated it, and you let your roux cook a bit. You want some color on your roux, okay? You want that flour cooked out. And you just keep stirring, whisking, not stirring, whisking. And then you slowly add either broth, if you want a cream of chicken or a cream of beef, cream of vegetables. If you have a juicer and you've juiced celery or onions, you can use that. You can use milk. That's the next, that's what I would thicken with. If you want a cream of something soup, thicken with milk until you have the consistency and then add your flavor. That's it. You can make your own cream of whatever so that you can make casseroles. Baby Angel and I love casseroles. Love, 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 love. One of my favorite dishes in the entire world is funeral potatoes. Do you guys know funeral potatoes? My mom used to make them. I've seen them in some, it's a hash brown casserole. You buy the frozen hash browns, and I think it's cream of chicken soup. Some people put sour cream in it. I like it with yogurt personally. Onions, lots of cheese. Lots and lots of cheese. And you bake it. Oh my gosh, it's so good, guys. It is so good. Yeah, these are, okay, they got big mouths. They can eat them. It's fine. It's fine. So, stir, stir, rolling, rolling, rolling. And that's it. I love anything casserole. I really do. I think it's so yummy and hearty and just warming. It's one of those, it doesn't just warm your tummy, it warms your heart or warms your soul. Cooking should do that, you know? I love to cook. I do. For some people, it's a chore, but my parents love to cook, you know? And my mom was a really good cook. My dad tried. Actually, that's not true. My dad made best fried egg sandwiches ever. And P-Mel sandwiches, love those. So, but like gardening, I don't understand gardeners. I don't like gardening. Digging in the dirt is not my idea of a fun day. No. But that's how some people feel about cooking, you know? They're like, why are you doing this? Just order in. Well, A, it's expensive. And B, I love to cook. I love to imagine the people I'm cooking for. The worst thing, not the worst thing, but something I hate is when you spend so much time making something and it doesn't turn out. When you baby that piece of meat and then it's not good. That ticks me right off. It really does. Okay, so now, I don't know if we're gonna get on the last row, so I'll do the quick math and tell you how many meatballs we have for our soup tonight, and hopefully leftover lunches. So, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 6 is 36. So we have 40 meatballs, okay? I'm just gonna take this off. There we go, see? Now the oven's already preheated to 350 because the veggies are roasting in there. So we're now gonna add this. Those veggies are roasting very nicely, guys. So I'm gonna pause this until everything comes out, and then we're gonna put the soups together, and I'm gonna show you how good everything is, and we'll even have a wee taste, won't we? Now I will blend the veggies and the cream and the broth separately, like off camera, so it doesn't, the sound doesn't really drive you crazy because my blender's really loud, okay? So I will see you soon. Hey darlings, I'm back and my veggies are all roasted. You may notice the carrots aren't on here. The carrots were giving me a hard time. I should have cut them in half. So basically when I realized they weren't cooking as fast as everything else, I took them out and put them in a pot to boil. Easy peasy. There's no rules, guys. You do what you need to do. Okay, so I've got the carrots, the cooked carrots, and my old potatoes from last night's dinner in there. And now we're going to add our veggies into the blender. They roasted beautifully. You want color on them. Okay, that's what's going to give you flavor. Candy, don't eat that. I did drop something. Oh, there were a couple carrots I missed. Oh, you know what? A little bit of texture. That's all. Now you, like I said, you do you. Whatever veggies you do. You ate a broccoli, didn't you? Okay. You have an issue with gas as it is. That's not going in. Okay, now, so I've got all my veggies in my blender. I have already made, with what I did when I boiled the carrots, and I threw my potatoes in just to heat them up too. It left like a broth almost, so I'm not wasting that because that's flavor. So what I did was I mixed my turkey gravy in that pot with that liquid that was left. So we're going to add that. I've also added chicken broth. Okay. So it's nice and dark and gorgeous. So we're gonna pour this in the blender. Shit. That's okay. You can lick that. Did I get any on you? Let me see, because that's hot liquid. No, you're okay. Candy's okay. It's okay. I can wash my hands though. No offense, Candy. Okay. So we're now going to put the lid on. And I'm going to teach you something. This is hot liquid in a blender. What you're going to do now, okay, because you don't want to burn yourself or others, put a cloth over the top of it, okay, and hold on to the top. That way, if it pops, you can control. All right, I'm going to try turning this on. Hopefully it's not too loud. If it is, start muting now. Right, look at that. We just made that together. I don't even know if it needs the cream. It needs seasoning. We're gonna put it back in the pot. Where did I put the pot? There it is, okay. We're gonna put it back in the pot. Oh, look at that. Okay, there's a little bit of clumping, but that's okay. That's okay. If you're really picky, blend it again. Or use your immersion blender. And then the most important tool you have, your taste buds. Taste it. That's lovely. That's lovely, but it does need seasoning. It does. So we're gonna add some salt, some pepper. I like I think some garlic for sure. It is a beautiful color soup. It really is. Maybe some onion powder, because like I said, there's just a couple green onions, so it's not anyways. Now, if you don't have the broth, use something like this. I use this a lot, especially when I'm making rice, or I'm making a dish that I need to add a little flavor, a little oomph, especially if I'm making Chinese food, stir fries, and I buy 0 salt. It's very handy, it's easy to use. Okay, so we're gonna give this a little mixy. There are pieces of veggie in it, but you know what? I think that adds to the rusticness of it. But I really don't think we need a cream. That's delicious. Well done, us. You know that? And I'm not even adding the cream to it, guys. So there you go, roasted veggie soup. And you don't need the cream. So, watch out, Candace. Okay. Now we're gonna make our Italian wedding soup. So, first things first, let's put our broth into our pot. And I'm using a much bigger pot because I'm making a bigger pot of soup. I had a little bit left over from the other one. And you can make that thinner. If you don't like a thick soup, don't, you know, just add a little more broth. Make it a little more, or water, whatever you need, you know? I'm adding all of this because I need to cook my pasta. And I know, I should cook the pasta, run it under cold water so it stops cooking and then put it back in. But this is dinner tonight. It's going to cook. It's going to be fine. This cannot stay like this. It needs flavor. It needs flavor. So come to the stove, okay? I said come. What are you waiting for? Come. Follow. Follow. Come on. I have to get my area set up. My stand isn't quite tall enough, so I'm going to do this. Okay, there we go. So where did I put my stars? Now, this is gonna soak up a lot of the liquid, but before we do that, we're gonna make our gravy. We're gonna add the gravy mix. I'm gonna show you my handy dandy whisk. Nice whisk, right? Look at this. Is that cool? I'm at the age where little things amuse me like this, okay? So it's just 1 packet of chicken gravy going in with the chicken broth. And we're just gonna mix it until it's all gone. Because you don't want those powdery bits. Powdery bits are gross. That's just gross. Now, I have a funny feeling we're going to need more broth. Which is fine, I can make more broth easy enough because I have my powder. I can't get over this soup, and that's just what it looked like when we were in Ireland. Nice big crusty bread with it. Oh, it was so good. They're gonna be impressed, I'm telling you. I'm gonna let it cool and then put it in the fridge. Cook this up. Now I'm gonna try to stick with Italian flavors. I am gonna put the brown butter seasoning in both soups right now. That's better. Just because I love this flavor. I think it adds such a nice flavor. This soup is amazing. I'm so impressed with all of us. We did such a good job, you guys. All right, so now let's season again. Oh, it didn't open, thank goodness. Okay. Garlic powder, definitely need a metric ton. That's what do you guys watch the lady that does the aggressive tutorials? I love her, just love her. I think she has like 7 kids or something. She does amazing recipe. I love her personality. I like pepper. We're gonna need salt. And again, this is salt-free. And Angel, why buy salt-free if you're adding salt? Because I control how much salt goes in here. And I can use the pink Himalayan salt. Okay. Onion powder. Okay. We want some parsley because we're not putting any spinach in, so we need some greenery in there. Plus, I like the flavor. Some people will say, you have to use fresh. Yeah, I would rather oregano. In a perfect world, I would love to use fresh. I don't have it right now, okay? But I'm also going to add my badia. Not a lot. Not a lot. And before you ask, and all my Italian friends are just gonna be clutching their pearls, I'm adding Worcestershire. And if I don't find this broth hearty enough, I'll make more gravy. It's not a problem. Okay. Now I need my glove. No glove, no love. You guys know that, right? Meatballs, which are nicely done. Okay. I did make them maybe a little bit over, not much, but a little, simply because they need to soak up, and I don't want them too mushy, you know. So I'm going to take them out. Any bits that are left behind going in as well. Okay. Because again, flavor, 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 flavor. And then we're gonna add the pasta, cook till we like it, and then it's done. That's it. I personally like to add a little parm on the top when I serve it, but to each their own, okay? But these meatballs hold the shape. There's a metric ton. So, what did we say, 40 meatballs? Yeah. So, it'll make for a hearty soup, for sure. And I definitely think I may be adding more broth because the pasta is going to soak up some of the broth. And you know what, guys? If you think you need it, add it. It's not a big deal. If your soup turns out too thin, make a slurry. What's that, sweetie? What's a slurry? Okay. You take a tablespoon of cornstarch, pretty much equal amount of water, mix it together, pour it, it has to be a cold liquid, okay? And then pour it into your pot and give it a good stir. It'll immediately start thickening, okay? But you have to have it on. Oh, that looks so good already. Oh, that looks good. But we are gonna need, definitely going to need more broth. And I have no problems making it. And the best part about soup is you get it all cleaned up so that when you go to make dinner, it's just easier. You know, everything is very clean and easy. I need scissors. I'm in here. Hi, sweetie. And I'm going to pour like half the bag because let's make good noodles, you know. So that's going to cook. I'm going to put that over there. And I might be making more, but definitely going to be making more broth, which is all good, which is totally good. Let's just use it this way now, flat. Guys, this looks amazing. And when those noodles cook, now to make it traditional, you guys know, not that any of this is traditional, but throw spinach in. Break up your spinach at the last minute, throw it in, it'll melt, it'll be so good. I love it with spinach personally. You can also use kale. You could use Swiss chard, you know, collard greens even, whatever you have, use that. So I hope you like this. I hope you enjoyed my soup tutorial, my soup-orial. And guys, always remember, experiment, especially when cooking. Baking, you got to be a little more precise, but with cooking, experiment. Use the flavors you love. You know, worst case, you order pizza. But we'll be having these tonight with grilled cheese sandwiches, and there's lunches for the next few days too. So there you go. As always, you guys, I love you, I value you, I honor you, I pray for each and every one of you, and I'm so very, very glad that each and every one of you was born.